Good morning, everyone. Yeah, a very good morning to all of you. Just a minute. I will start. Yeah, a very good morning. So yesterday, as I know, as you told me, there was no lab, but has everyone revised our yesterday's contents? So including the memory pictures. So I'll tell you what is today's plan. I've not prepared the separate sequence because we could not cover some of the things of yesterday. So this is what we'll be continuing with, and then I plan to start in the with the inheritance also. Let's see how it goes. So here I had already mentioned it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll start with some questions. Uh, Let me create today's help, which is a continuation of yesterday. Okay, so before I continue, I had given you two solving assignments. I had not given any hands-on work, but like what will happen? Has everyone gone through it? The tank assignment and the passing parameter one. Okay, some of you are saying yes. I don't know the exact count, but I'll ask somebody to create a poll and I'll know about it. So anyway, I'm going to ask you questions which will help you in solving that again. So let's talk about. I'll continue from here. So let's revise as usual. And when I say revise, I'll take that tank assignment. We will draw the memory picture together and we'll continue. So then you can check whether you are understanding whatever memory diagrams you have written is correct or not. So do open. Every day I'll be giving you this lab instructions and assignment, which you know it contains the whole details. So everyone must have gone through it. So if you have not gone through it, go through it quickly. There is a unit of encapsulation which represents a tank, which could be, water tank, milk tank, oil tank, anything. Tank has a level, has a relationship. Tank has a level. You have a parameter is constructed to initialize the level of the tank. And what you are looking at is a setter and a getter. So tell me, is the tank class completely clear to all of you? I'm talking to everyone so that those who have solved it, very good, excellent, keep it up. Those who have not solved will solve it with me now because I'm not taking lab sessions, so I'm doing this. And now comes the real actual need. So to recap what we said yesterday, when you declare a class which is a basic unit of encapsulation in any object-oriented programming, what you are declaring, defining is just a blueprint, or you can say logical template, or you can say a prototype, but instances are not yet created. Okay, so now start solving. Let's start. Execution starting point is main. So here, let me ask you on this line. If I ask you this T1, what is T1? Is it the object or is it a reference? Quick answers. Reference, very right answer. So it is a reference type of variable. Everyone knows there are primitive types, there are reference types. So this is a reference type of a variable. And here, where it will be memory allocated, SHM, stack, heap or method area. Somebody saying heap. Guys, after spending whole day yesterday, half day yesterday, it is stack. Why stack? Because it is a method local variable. Same statement I must have made 20 times already. Any method local variable, be it primitive type or let it be your reference type, memory allocated on stack. How many bytes will be memory allocated? Is it decided by the Java language or is it decided by the JVM? Random is not an answer. It will be thrown out. So don't use the wrong words as per the JVM specification. So whatever JVM you are using, It could be 32-bit JVM, 64-bit JVM. Depending on that, internally, JVM will manage the memory. Now answer the next question. So here, when I the right hand side gets executed first. So what is RHS? Reference or object? R or O? It is an object. And here, but can you create the object directly in the heap, or something has to happen before that? What has to happen before the first instance can be created? A class loading. So tell me, where will the class loading take place? Using the JVM's class loader in the method area. Okay, so instead of just talking about it, what I'll do is I'll just pick up this. You're just supposed to confirm, solve, and get that what all details you are having. Like, so here I'll just copy this. So you can just confirm whatever answers I have supplied there, are they the correct ones or not? Okay, so this is your code. Already there are a lot of things I've written. So let's solve this, and you will help me. If you have not drawn the memory pictures, please draw it now. So anyone wants to tell me, when the right hand side is executed, show 3 memory areas, label them as stack. When I say stack, is it a stack of a main thread or is it a stack of a garbage collector thread? Everyone knows the answer, main thread. So leave garbage collector aside, and this is your stack. This is your somewhere heap, object heap, and this is your method area. What is the other name? What is the name of the method area given from JDK 8 onwards? It is the meta space. Okay, so earlier it used to be called as permanent generation space till JDK 1.7, but it used to be limited, fixed in size. So the moment your application starts loading more and more classes, we used to get, in a complex business logic, we used to get out of memory error. But now, since JDK 8 1.8 onwards, they are not using the fixed size method area, but this method area, this memory allocation happens from the RAM, directly native memory of the computer. So in simple words, is this meta space fixed in size or is it growable? Answer is, it is growable. So generally in Java, I mean JDK 1.8 onwards, you will not face out of memory issues. Okay, so that is a statement. So now you can start, or rather we can start. So this is, I'm solving the whatever, the RHS of the first line. Where is the cursor? The execution point is here. Go with me in case, if you have done it, just confirm what you have drawn is correct or not. So which is the class information which will be loaded in the method area? Tank class information. Everyone with me? The name of the class is tank. Of course, you can have it as a package, qualified, com, app, core, tank, or whatever, this information. Now, I'm interested in knowing, once you say new, memory allocation and object creation in the heap. Anyone wants to tell me, how many slots will you draw here? How many slots, please? You said you have done it. Very good. Those who are saying 1 is wrong, 2. Don't forget, there's a class pointer. In every object, the first slot is always class pointer, and then memory is allocated for, you tell me, static variables or non-static variables. This is a quick revision. This non-static variables. Static variables, if any, they are memory allocated in the method area along with the class loading. So what is the level I said here? I forgot. I'll check. Okay, level is 10 and I think it was int. So confirm. I'll just confirm here. Yes. So here it is, int. So let me just draw here. So you can say the level is 10. So if you want to understand it, you can, I'll just write it as a header. So this is all which is created in the tank. Now anyone wants to tell me where this class pointer will point to? It is a special type of a pointer. So this is going to refer to the loaded class information. And the next line, when we say, what does a new operator return? New operator returns the reference to the allocated memory area, and that you are allocating on T1. So some of you are saying this will be memory allocated on heap. Completely wrong. As long as it is a method local variable, it is going to be memory allocated on the stack. So this is the statement here. Okay, so this T1, it is of the type tag, and this T1 is a reference to this particular object. Is everyone 100% clear about the first statement? No ambiguity? Okay. Next one. Now the second one is repeat run. So let me ask you here. When second line is executed, I'll give you choices. Any classes will get loaded in the method area? Option 1. Any new objects in the heap? Option 2. Any new variables in the stack? Option 3. All of above, none of above. What is it? Only 3. Correct answer is 2 and 3. Guys, it's a very easy one. The moment you give the order to the JVM using new, it has to create a new object in the heap. So, but the point is, will the class get loaded once again? Of course not. So, because what are the objects? Nothing but the instances of the same class, right? So don't show this again. So here, let me draw another object here. And here the slots are the same. I have written in that readme classes and objects and all that, class pointer, and this time level is equal to 20. You got it? And this, since it is the instance of the same class, this is what you should understand. And as usual, new operator, new keyword returns the reference, and that we are allocating it to T2. So here T2 starts pointing to the second object. Are we good so far? No. You are saying wrongly. Single copy of method area is different, and single class loading copy is different. When you create, let's say, don't mix up the things. What you said is totally unrelated. Here, I was talking earlier about JVM architecture. So in a given JVM, one heap, one method area, and one stack per thread. So don't mix up things and don't confuse yourself and others. So this is totally different statement. Now I'm saying, now it is already here. So if you say T1 dot get level, so start navigating T1. From T1 it reaches the object. But where is the code for this method? Is it in heap or is it in the method area? It is in the method area. So how to reach that loaded method code? That is where the class pointer helps you. So class pointer will load it from that tag class and call the method get level. So here I'm just returning this dot level. So what is the value of this here? When I say T1 dot get level, what is the value of this? T1, no, what is the value of this? Here the question. T1 is the invoker object. So T1 dot get level means it will return you 10. And if I say T2 dot get level, what will be the value of T2 dot get level? T2 dot get level will be 20. So is everyone agreeing with these answers, 10 and 20? Okay. Now I'm saying, see, I have to do something which is different than class this. So now I'm saying T1 equal to T2. So tell me, is it a copy of references or is it a copy of objects? Object you are saying here, back up. We have spent again time here. T1 and T2 are the reference type of variables. Means what? Whatever are the contents of T2, those are copied into T1. Means what? What is T1, T2 holding? The address of this object. So that address is copied into T1. So tell me, can one reference refer to multiple objects? Can one reference refer? No. Yes, you are saying completely wrong. Guys, wake up. Here, one object can have multiple references, but one reference holds the address of only one object. So here the question, otherwise anyone can fool you in interviews. So when I said what? T1 is equal to T2. Anyone wants to tell me how should I show in the memory picture? Any changes in the method area? Answer. No changes in the method area. Any changes in the heap? No. The reference allocation is only changed. Okay, so of course there will be some impact, but let's talk about this. So tell me, T1 equal to T2. So will T1 continue to refer to the first tag? Answer is no. It's a copy of references. So here D-link. Remove the link and content. See the T1 is equal to T2. So T2's contents are copied into T1. But what is T2 holding? Address of this. So tell me, where will T1 start referring now? So to the first tag or to the second tag? Answer is, don't say 20 and all. Second tag or first tag. Don't make wrong statements. Of course, to the second tag object. Everyone is clear? Just a second, I'll be clearly moving the link. 100% clear? So now tell me, can one object have multiple references? Very much yes. But can one reference refer to multiple objects? Never. So whenever you are answering, think of it. Now, you don't have to manage the memory in Java. If you see the Java object lifecycle starts with new and ends with what? Garbage collection. So let us revise the garbage collection part. I just started talking about it. Today I'll give you more. So tell me, this garbage collector is a system thread, JVM created thread. So when JVM will activate that thread is as per the JVM's policy. But I have a separate question. When I say T1 equal to T2, are there any objects marked for garbage collection? Answer is yes. Don't say, guys, you are still making wrong statements. T1 is not an object. So tell me, should I show the first tag object garbage collectible or the second one or both? Answer is first tag object. Okay, so here let me just change the color to just indicate the garbage collection. So this is simply marked for garbage collection. This is where I think we had stopped yesterday. So now tell me, the moment the particular object is marked for garbage collection, is it immediately removed? Is the memory immediately freed in the next instruction cycle? Absolutely not. I've given that one readme to you yesterday regarding garbage collection or whatever. I'll take that. So whenever, listen to what I'm saying carefully, whenever heap is under pressure, guys, heap is fixed in size. Okay, so whenever you are adding lot of objects in the heap, you are creating new and new objects, and there is not sufficient space in the heap to allocate new objects, then only JVM will give a chance to the garbage collector thread to run. I'll repeat the last statement again. I said when the no, you are Kamaksha or whatever you are. It is you are this thing off track. Hear me out. First hear the things and then respond to that. I said JVM starts two threads. Okay, one is main, one is garbage collector. So which is the foreground thread and which is a background thread? Main is a foreground thread. Its job is to execute the main function, main method. But I'm asking you, is the garbage collector thread running continuously or is it periodically going to run? C for continuous, P for periodic. Answer is only periodic, right? Now stay with me. So I was saying, if there is enough space in the heap to allocate new objects, think logically, will JVM give a chance for the garbage collector thread to run or it won't? Answer is there is no need, because guys, garbage collection is like, stop the world kind of an event. Means what? All other threads have to be passed. The heaped object has to be, the memory allocated with this has to be released, and there is a mark and sweep algorithm, which you'll understand later. In short, garbage collection is a time consuming process or is it a fast process? Time consuming. That is the reason, even though there are certain objects which are marked for garbage collection, JVM just sits back and says, okay, I don't have to run this thread because my heap is not under pressure. So coming back to the point, when you say T1 equal to T2, contents of T2, which is the address of second tag, are copied into T1. And you know very well that anytime the number of references for a particular object reduced to 0, that particular object is marked for garbage collection. But what I was trying to explain to you is, don't assume that in the next instruction it will be gone. So it just says marked for garbage collection. And whenever JVM gives a chance for the garbage collector thread to run when the heap is under pressure, which object will be, whose memory will be released? The first tank object's memory or the second one? Everyone knows it. You got something about it? I'll make you read it after a while. So let us continue with the discussion. So this is the story so far. So garbage collector thread, is it going to look into stack whenever it gets a chance? Heap or method area? SHM. Answer is only in the heap. Got this? Okay, great. Now go ahead. So after doing T1 equal to T2, if I SOP T1 dot get level, T2 dot get level, what will be the output? Of course, 20. See guys, you are pointing to the same object. So whether you refer to it by T1 or whether you refer to it T2, how does it matter? So your answer is correct. It's a 2020. So now I'm saying T1 dot set level to 27. So guys, I'm telling you from experience, the moment you draw memory picture, nobody can fool you. Nobody can trick you into anything. So tell me, when I say 27, whose level I should modify? First tag or second tag's level? Of course, the second one. First one is gone. Gone means for all practical purposes, it is unreachable. So here, let me just remove this. And let's make it as 27. Okay, so this is your 27. Ignore the color. I mean, I did not change the color. So now, when I say T1 dot get level as well as T2 dot get level, what will be the value here? Both the answers will be 27. I hope it is making sense the moment you draw the memory picture. Now the last one and we are done. Now solve this. Go from inner to outer. So when you solve T1 dot get level, what is the value guys? 27. Okay. And now I'm increasing it by 10. So now here the value inside the bracket is 37 and then I'm saying T2 dot set level to 37. So when this line is executed, will there be any change or no change? Okay, the answer is change. What change I should show? Yes, this 27 value is no longer 27. Everyone knows that. And here, this will get replaced by 37. So I told you, after going through it, you're not supposed to run it on ID. Let your brains think. So you are supposed to solve it along with the memory pictures like this, and you will definitely get the answer as 3737. Making sense? Completely clear, guys? Because I told you this week is very important for us. Because otherwise, if you don't understand basics, how can you understand? How can you apply? Next week onwards, it is all application. Okay, very good. So let me take the other example also. Just a second. I'm just checking. Okay, let's not waste time. I was thinking of parameter passing, but I will take it little later. Otherwise, our rest of the things will get affected. Yeah, no one can trick you. And that is the confidence I really like about. So definitely, you are right. And I'll keep giving you a lot of ready-made code samples like this. So solve them on a daily basis. There's something else I wanted to say. Yeah, I wanted to show you the README garbage collection. So here, I'm sure some of you must have started reading this. So only one half I'm explaining today. The second half, where I'm talking about mark and sweep algorithm, the internals of garbage collection, I'll take it towards the end of core Java because it's an advanced topic. So I want you to read this much. slowly with understanding. And of course, I'll explain word by word. I'll just be back with the water bottle. Okay, guys, have you finished reading? Let me see some question. Swapni, when we make T1 equal to T2, then T1 cannot refer to CP1 at all. There's no CP1, CP2, Swapni. The statement itself tells me your confusion. Swapni, the class pointer is holding the same value. So don't say CP1 and CP2. You can say that can this box object, I'm so sorry, can this tank object be accessible? The answer is no. I think that is what you meant, Swapni, right? So this first tank object is gone. For all practical purposes, it is unreachable, unreferenceable. Okay, so that is how you can see. So anyway, let's read it together. What is garbage collection? It is nothing but a process mechanism to identify and delete the objects from the heap which are not in use. And garbage collector rather, will free the space after removing unreachable objects. So who is going to manage the memory? Is it a programmer or is it a JVM? Answer is JVM. That is what we call it as a automatic memory management. So unlike other languages, when you learn, by the way, C sharp, you'll see the similar garbage collection process in C sharp also. But currently, let us focus on Java. So in Java, garbage is nothing but an unreachable, unreferenceable object. And this automatic garbage collection is internally going, there is a marking and sweeping algorithm, compaction algorithm. So it will avoid, it won't create the leaks or holes in the memory. It does a very nice process of compaction. All that in the advanced, I mean, little, maybe in the 10th or 12th day. So this fact everyone knows. I've shown you with the picture. Two system threads, main thread to execute the main method, and the garbage collector thread is called as a daemon thread. What is a daemon thread? I'll tell you in the threads topic. But currently, think of it as a background thread which will be activated if and only required, if and only if it is required periodically. But when JVM gives the chance to the garbage collector thread, what is it going to do? It is going to release the memory which is vested, which is locked up in the unreachable objects. Means what? In simple English, the objects whose number of references, whose the reference count has reduced to 0, those objects will be removed. Those objects will be, destroyed, and the memory will be returned to the heap again. Are all the statements clear so far? Whatever I have written is clear? Great. Now the next one. So guys, this is what is done by the JVM automatically. But people ask you questions. Is it possible? Is it possible for us, for a programmer, to request the garbage collection? Answer is yes. So how to request the JVM for garbage collection? Open the system class. Okay, I'll open it for you. Open the Java docs space. Anytime you log in, please log in with computers and keep the this thing Java docs handy. So docs API index page, and simply search here for system class, and in the system class you will see there is a method called as GC. So look at this, it runs the garbage collector. But people ask you, when you say system.gc, it's a static method, so class name dot method name. When you call system.gc, is it a order for the JVM or is it just a hint? Is it just a request to the JVM? You know the difference between request and order. It is simply a request which your JVM can deny. Generally, it doesn't deny. So calling the GC suggests that GVM should, take efforts toward garbage collection, and it should recycle the memory which is locked up in the unreachable objects. So that is what I have written in a simple English summary manner. It is simply a request to the JVM for activating garbage collector thread. But there is zero guarantee. In most of the situations, we see that it listens to our request, but from the JVM's point of view, it is just a request. And the last one is here. Everyone, I hope, remembers which is the universal superclass of all Java classes. Superclass means parent class. You remember java.lang.object. So now bit of API. More about this, I'll come back to it. Maybe tomorrow when we override methods and all that, polymorphism and all that. So there is an object class method whose name is finalize. So why don't you read this? I'll explain. So what I am showing you, object class API means what? Object classes method. So what is the method name? Finalize. This method, who is going to call this method? The main thread or a garbage collector thread? Yes, Kamaksha, your answer is, answer to your question is yes. It is a garbage collector thread invoked. And when it will call it? Before the garbage collection or after the garbage collection? Before releasing the memory or after? Of course, before garbage collection of the object takes place. So it is like last and final chance to perform any work if you want. Okay, so keep it simple. How do you request? You as a programmer request for garbage collection? System.gc. Which is the method garbage collector thread will always call before finalizing, before destroying the object. The method name is finalize. Both the methods are clear. I'm going to show you basically the example, but I can't show you the example today. I've not yet shown you with inheritance polymorphism. So over time, I'll show you. Clear or not clear? Both the methods, GC and finalize. Okay, somewhat clear maybe. Now, here, sorry, all this part, see, we are just in the third day of Java, but when I take you to database programming, you know that when the application opens the database when the application opens the database connection, you will have to close the database connection at the end. Snehal, it's a finalize is not clear. Okay. I am not going to explain this because I need to have the, what is it called, example to explain. Right now, just read this and we'll come back to it when I show you inheritance and polymorphism. It's all written there. So I don't know why it is not clear to so many of you. I'll just take, because so many of you asked me, I'll just take this request, but I can't show you the example. So it is going to be like just theoretical. Let me ask you a question. Who is going to call, start responding. Who is going to call the finalize method? Garbage collector thread. So point one over. This method, the finalize method, belongs to which class? Object class. But object class is the universal superclass, the parent class. So this method is inherited in all the child classes. This part you will not understand, I said, so I did not want to repeat it. But anyway, you said repeat, so I'm repeating. But actual meaning you will get little later when I show you inheritance and something called as polymorphism. So now tell me, when will JVM's garbage collector thread call the finalize method? Answer that. When will it call it? Answer is before releasing the memory. Before releasing the memory for a particular unreachable object, this method will be called. Clear? Everything so far? Yes or no? Whatever I've said clear. Now tell me, will it be called, I'm talking in like exam style. So the question is, the finalized method will be called before garbage collection in following scenarios. Option 1, when a programmer requests and says system.gc. That's your option 1. Option 2, heap is under pressure and JVM automatically invokes the garbage collector thread. Option 3, both of above. Option 4, none of above. Answer is both of above. That is why I did not, like somebody had said, and confused everyone. If you are not sure, guys, don't write such statements. Ask first. So finalized method is going to be called 100% by the garbage collector thread before deleting the object, before removing the memory, recycling the memory. So it doesn't matter whether it is your request or whether JVM does it on its own. So this is the only discussion I'm having, because I can't set up an example. So what is the point in speaking things which I cannot show? Got some idea, guys? Understood something at all? Okay. So whenever I can show the example, I'll come back to it. So I was talking about, if you, when I take you to database programming, you will have to close the database connection. Swapnil, again, this is the attitude you will have to little bit, curb. Have I discussed the throws keyword? No. So wait for the topic to come, and after I discuss the throws, you will understand it completely. So right now you can't focus on the things which I have not yet covered. Otherwise, we'll not be covering anything at all. So be little focused. Ahead of topic questions, I cannot take. Okay. So you are breaking the link. So here, whenever a garbage collector thread gets a chance, is it going to simply recycle the memory, or is it automatically close your database connection? Or if you have got some open files, close the files, close the network socket? What is the answer? Answer is releasing of this stuff, which is called as a non-Java resource, is not done by the garbage collector. So who has to do it? We have to do it. Programmer has to do it. So when I take you ahead in the next week to something called as exception handling, where you will learn try, catch, finally, throws, etc. At that time, you will see we will have to explicitly close all these resources. So this is the statement. Just keep it at the back of your mind. It will not be explained now. Cannot be explained because you don't know the exception handling part. But some of these points you can understand right today. So this is a favorite question. Exam setters, interviewers and all that. They give you the scenario and they will ask you, in this particular code sample, are there any objects marked for garbage collection? So they can ask you, what are the triggers for garbage collection? So here I have written something. Read this carefully. This is my box example, which we have started anyway yesterday. Tell me once you finish reading, just 3 lines you have to read. So do it fast. Only highlighted, don't read ahead. So I'll start asking you. When this line is executed, tell me the picture of stack, heap and method area first. What will be there on the stack, what will be there on the heap, and what will be there in the method area? B1 on stack, right? B1. So what is B1? Reference or object? Reference, which can only refer to box type of instance. Yes. What will be there in the heap? How many objects would be there in the heap? 1. What will be the state of it? How many slots will you show? 4. First is the class pointer, pointing to loaded class information, very right. And then there will be 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, because it is all double. All of you with me? And of course, the whole thing is was done by the class loading. So all good. Now, when I say box B2 equal to B1, are you creating a new object or are you creating a new reference? Copy of reference. Any changes in the heap? Any changes in the method area? Zero. So what is the picture? You got B1 and B2 both pointing to the same box instance. All good? All everyone can visualize. It's like your this tag. So now I am saying after executing this line, see it is right associative. So what happens is B2 is equal to null, and then I'm saying B1 is equal to B2, which is the execution order. Yesterday, so many of you are confused. I said first B2 equal to null, and then I'm saying B1 equal to B2. So in short, here, what will happen? B1 and B2 both are holding the null values. If you don't like this, you can write it in two lines, or rather I can write it in two lines. I don't want to cause any confusion. B2 equal to null, and then I'm saying B1 equal to B2. So tell me, what will be the value of B1 as well as B2? Both are null. Got me? Yesterday there was a different thing, so you are getting confusing. So now, as far as this box object is concerned, how many valid references are referring to it? Zero. So 2 you are saying, come on, somebody said 2. Guys, you have to be up and alert. 0 is the answer. So in that case, is this object going to be marked for garbage collection? 100% yes. So let's say it in a summary manner, quick manner. What is one of the trigger for marking the object for garbage collection? Nullifying all of its valid references. Crystal clear? Okay, great. Now, is there any more trigger? Answer is yes. So second one also you will get it. The third and fourth has to wait. Read this much. Tell me once you are read. Finish the reading? Okay. Now, let's solve it. So this part is easy. Box class loaded in the metaspace. Guys, these are two different examples. Otherwise, you will say why you are saying class loading. So box class in the metaspace, method area. Box class instance in the heap. CP class pointer 10.0, 20.0, 30.0 and B1 pointing to it. Pretty easy. Now the next one. Now when the RHS is executed, is it going to be a same box or different box? I mean new box or this one? Of course different new box. So now how many objects are there in the heap? 2 objects will be there in the heap. But when I say B1 equal to, so now can you tell me, is B1 referring to the, after executing this line, is B1 referring to the first box or the second box? Or both? It can be never both because address is one value. How can it hold? So it is pointing to the second one. So tell me for the, okay, so, okay, these two lines when they are executed, is there any object marked for garbage collection, guys? Yes. And which one? Somebody gave me the answer already. The first object is all dereferenced, unreferenced. So the first object is 100% marked for the garbage collection. So what is it we are doing? We are reassigning the reference to yet another object. So the original object where it was referring is the candidate for garbage collection. So tell me, both the triggers are okay? Okay as in clear? And the other two triggers, I'll take it whenever we reach there. So this is what was a revision of what we said yesterday, including the memory pictures and all that. So this is what. Tell me, answer this. Count and answer. I have a question. Very right. So somebody said 3. Oh my God. Somebody said 3. Guys, don't answer wrongly. There's only one object, one box. So B1, I'm just asking you mixed questions so that, everyone is like comfortable. And so this is the first box, or first and only box object, copy of references. So now at this point in time, how many references are referring to the same copy, same object? 3. B1 as well as B2 as well as B3, perfectly valid. One object can have multiple references. But when I nullify all the references, how many objects are marked for garbage collection? Answer is 1. But at this point, when this line is executed, has the garbage collector thread actually released the memory? Answer is no. So what is happening now? Who is requesting whom for what? Programmer is requesting the JVM for garbage collection. And at that point, yes, user to JVM, programmer to JVM, whatever. At that time, there is a, so here request made, request to JVM for activating garbage collector thread. And most of the cases, JVM will take up your request, and then the memory which is stuck up, which is locked up in this unreachable object will be released. Making sense completely? Different examples I'm just taking to convey the same point. And you already know this. Just I had explained it, I think day before yesterday or yesterday. Just look at it. You tell me whenever you have read this. All statements clear? Done the reading? You know pointer versus reference. So here, in this code sample, any compiler errors or no compiler errors? So you can count the statements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So tell me on which lines? Yes, compiler error. Line numbers, please. Okay, let's go together. This is 0 error. Primitive type, integer, of course possible. Here you have Java C error. Here you have Java compiler error, right? Here 0 problem, and here also you have Java T error. Everyone agrees with me? No confusion? Okay, because it's simple. As I told you, pointer arithmetic means what? Arithmetic operators you cannot use with the references period as a story owner. So this is your pointer versus Java reference. But what is similarity? It is both of them hold what? Typically an address of an object which is created. Did I write here data plus plus error? Guys, where is your attention? Be more attentive. Did I say data plus plus Java C error? Why you are asking me such question? Then, so don't ask questions which are not written at all. Did I mention anywhere? Keep your eyes open and focus. I have written exactly where you'll get a Java C error. So in the revision time, in the lab session, today, do you have a lab session, by the way? Okay, you have, right? So at that time, you can, of course, refocus. And if you don't agree with me, I might have made some mistake, because I'm talking to you, I'm writing. Correct me tomorrow, definitely. Okay, so now let us start with our first exercise. I'm telling you, it will be very interesting. You know that we have written a class as a box, and we have written a tester also, and we have tested the basic things. Now, a customer walks in and customer says, I want to order a cube. Everyone knows cube. What is it with cube? All sides different or all sides same? All sides are same. So let me ask you, when I say create a cube, what will you ask? So will you ask, this is a prompt. Will you ask the customer for 3 different sides or only one side? Only one side. So here SOP, enter side of a cube. This is in the tester. UI part is in the tester. And then User will give you a side. So I'll write code. You tell me correct or wrong or what will happen. Type new box and sc dot next double. So if I write this in our current example, whatever we had written yesterday, compile time error or no error? No error you are saying. Okay, time to open the ID. You also open the ID. I'm not saying you code along, but at least keep the code available. So where are we? Just a second. Okay, so here open the box.java and tell me, those who are saying compiler error or sorry, those who are saying no compiler error, how many constructors have I added so far? The one having 3 arguments, only one constructor having 3 arguments. Now tell me again, at this point, just a second, where am I? Yeah, at this point, compile time error or no error? Quickly. Of course, compile time error. Everyone agrees with me? So Java C error. I want to first explain and then writing takes 2 minutes. So now, what is the solution? Anyone wants to tell me the solution? Participate more, enjoy more, and you are participating. Yes, add the new constructor. Yes, so write it in the proper manner. So can I add multiple constructors to the same class? Of course, yes. Add another parameterized constructor. Everyone agrees? So in box.java, I'll do that in a minute. We will be adding a parameterized constructor. So what should be the access specifier? Private, default, protected, or public? This is all revision, guys. Public. Why? Because your tester is going to be outside the package and it has to call this. So of course, public constructor. How many inputs you will add? One input side. And anyone wants to tell me the code here? You can write in short form. I understand short forms pretty well. So it will be what? So here you okay, this keyword, is it required? Do I have to say this dot width equal to this dot depth equal to this dot height equal to side, or this keyword is optional here? Optional, because there's no clash, there's no ambiguity, right? So I can say simply, to reduce my typing, width equal to depth equal to height equal to side. Agreeing with me? Understood so far? Okay. And will it work without this? Of course, yes. Implicitly, keyword your Java compiler adds this dot width, this dot depth, this dot height equal to not this dot side, because this is a local variable. All good. Now I am asking you, this will work. This is a working solution, no problem. But I'm saying, guys, you are repeating yourself. And there's an object oriented principle, DRY. DRY stands for do not repeat yourself. So let me ask you, have we not written similar code elsewhere? Assigning values. Have we written it elsewhere? Answer is yes. Where I have written it already? We have already written it here. So object oriented programming is all about reusability. So tell me, can in Java, of course in C++ as well, can one constructor call another constructor? Yes. This is what somebody told me, that revise constructor chaining. So I'm revising it for them. So here, instead of writing this, which is the keyword we use for calling another constructor of the same class, we are at the same level. So this is the keyword. Absolutely right. So here, if I write only this much, compile time error or no error? Compile time error, because the moment you supply your own constructor, default constructor is taken away, correct? So this will not work and we never wanted it. So anyone wants to tell me what is the argument I should pass? No, no, Shubham, you are again off track. I have commented this. I think you did not notice. You have to pass side, comma, side, comma, side. Are you getting me? So now I'm going to write it in a minute. I'm just, preparing you. So now when you say this side, comma, side, where the control will go? Control will go to that three argumented constructor, which is here. Okay. And then it will initialize width, depth and height to the same value. Making sense totally? So this is nothing but when you talk about one constructor calling the another constructor of the same class, what is it called? Nothing but constructor chaining. Got it completely? Okay, so let's write an example and confirm it in a minute. With ID, it is so easy. So observe what I'm doing. Control Shift W. I closed everything. I don't want to write everything what I wrote yesterday. So I'm just making a copy of a project. How do I copy? Click on it, Control C, Command C, whatever, Control V, and I'm making it as, since it is day 3, 3.1. So that we don't have to waste time in the same things. Let me open day 3.1. Just have a look at it. I've got box.java. I've got a create box.java. I didn't understand your question, Omkar. So wait, now don't break the flow. So here, I don't require the P1. You'll have to wait for the time when I say ask questions, not in between. So here, delete. This is no longer required. So now here, I'll just add one more statement here and we'll work in a reverse engineering manner. Reverse engineering means what? We'll see whether it is working or not. So let me just remove all of it. I'll rename it as create cube. Right click, refactor, rename. And I want to call it as create cube. So now I'll ask user. I've already explained the whole thing. So I think you will understand it. Enter side of a cube. The moment I do this, user is expected to enter only one side. So here, if I say box, variable name can be anything. Always give the meaningful variable names. New box, and user is going to give me only one side. So sc dot next double. But the moment I do this, here, what we have is a compiler error. Take the cursor there. Everyone knows there's no matching constructor. So now we are going to create another overloaded constructor. So let me go to your box.java and let's add here add overloaded. I write lot of comments. So read the comments whenever you are revising. Add overloaded constructor to initialize box as a cube. So the moment I do this, how many arguments I will accept? 1 or 3? Answer is only 1. So double side. And even though I told you, I'll write it in a comment, even though this will work perfectly, when I say width, it is this dot width is equal to depth is equal to height. So if you don't understand this assignment, I don't know, somebody was asking me assignment, you can write in 3 lines, but this is absolutely okay. It is right associative. What is the meaning of right associative? Which is the assignment which will happen first, guys? Which is the first assignment? The side equal to height. Come on. Height is equal to side. Height will get the value of side. Then depth will get a value of height. And then the width will get the value of the depth. So all will be assigned to the same. But here I said you are repeating yourself. So which is the principle you have? This is against. Against what? Against the design principle DRY, which stands for do not repeat yourself. Okay. So I'm commenting this and show me the constructor chaining. What is constructor chaining? Calling one constructor, calling the constructors from the same class. This is the second usage of this keyword. In the round bracket, why am I getting a compiler error here? The compiler error is because there is the moment you add your own constructor, the default constructor is taken away. There is no implicit argumentless parameterless constructor. So here I'll be changing it to side. So, oh, I'm so sorry. This is a recursion. So side and side. Okay. So now you have got a matching constructor. And here, if you see, the error disappears. So anyway, quickly trace the control. So when the RHS is executed, which will be the constructor which will be called? The first one or the second one? Second one. But when you say the second one, in the second one, I have commented it. So of course, this or super has to be the first statement at all. So where the control will go from here to the matching constructor, which is the first constructor, which will initialize width and depth and height to all the side, and then the creation of the object happens. And let's just SOP cube dot get box dimensions, and let's confirm whether it is all right. All statements clear, including constructor chaining part. Okay, so let's run this. Now it is so easy to test it and all that. So suppose I say some side, you can see that a box in form of a cube has been created with all same dimensions. Is the output and the concept and the constructor chaining part clear? Okay, so let me have a confirmation. See, I always like to ask more questions so that anyone who has not understood will understand it. So here is the question. I'm giving you the question. I'll write something. Box, let's say default box is equal to new box. And when I say this, when I get this, the default box dot I want the output as the dimensions are -1, okay, anything. You say why -100? I'm saying just an uninitialized box. So here my question. The question is, I want this code to work. Of course, you have to make it work. So this line should not give me any compiler error. And when I write this, I want to see the output -100. In short, when the user doesn't give me any dimensions, it is like a default box. So I want to make all the dimensions improbable, impossible, all -100. Is the question clear, or the question itself is not clear? Oh, question is not clear. Somebody is saying not clear. Read the question. Just make the code work, solve the compiler error, and get me this output is the question. Do it. Tell me how. Why there is a compiler error? Because there is no matching constructor. So here, I'm not allowing you to change this. Let us go here. And you tell me what is it I'll have to do. I'll have to create a constructor. Add another overloaded. Because I could see the confusion in some of your answers yesterday. Add another overloaded constructor. How many arguments? No arguments. Okay. So public box, 0 arguments. Anyone wants to tell me what is the code you want me to write? I'm asking more answers. Setters. What setters, Swapnil? You are in the same class. Why you require setters? You again, wrong answer. Guys, you can access everything here. Somebody saying side. Which side you are talking about? The only correct answer is here. See guys, I can do this. Wait a second. Here, I can always do this. Agreed? This will work happily. But aren't we repeating ourselves? We are. So this is horrible coding practice. But can one constructor call the other constructor? Guys, some of you are giving me answers, but some of you are still making mistakes. So it is all for them. So somebody told me this minus 100, minus 100, minus 100. Guys, I'm too lazy for that. So here, can I say simply minus 100 here? 100% yes. Okay, 200% yes. So tell me, when this line is executed, which constructor will be called? First, second, or third? Guys, this is constructor chaining for you again. Second constructor. The control goes to line number 31. Which is the constructor now it will call? The first constructor. Isn't it a chain of constructors? So now the control will go to this, and your this dot width, this dot depth, this dot height initialized to minus 100. The constructor returns. Control comes here. This constructor returns. Control comes here. This constructor returns. Now the object comes here. I mean the control comes here. You see no errors. And when we run it, you will see the output as minus 100. Check it out. This is what you should understand. This is how you should try things, and keep writing the code till you are completely clear. Understood the word, why it is called constructor chaining. You are forming the chain of constructors. That is what it is. So today I have some problem at my end. I don't know whether sir mentioned. Today we are taking a break very early right now. So we have a 1 hour's break now. So we'll read this. It will invoke the more of this. Priyanshu, I'll take all these questions later. Answer is, it will just invoke the method invocation, but you are getting reusability to the code. So we are stopping here. Before I stop, what I'm doing is, if anyone wants to check it out for you guys, I'm creating a zip D3.1. I don't share ever the code in a explode directory. I always share it in zip. Sometimes otherwise it causes issues. So if here we are different workspace. So here day 3.1. So you can download, extract, and then if you want, you can import it in your workspace. Everyone knows how to import the Java projects in the Eclipse workspace. Okay, so do that and go over it. And then when we come back, this sequences I have already shared yesterday, by the way. This is I'm continuing in yesterday because I could not complete the stuff. So we are going to write lot of methods here, which will give you the complete understanding about passing the references, returning the references. Then we'll revise static, and then I'll spend some more time in parameter passing, and then continue with inheritance. So that will be all. See you in the hours time. See you around.